The picture, based on reality, takes off. 60s, 1964. The Warren family, young newlyweds, begin a career as exorcists. Investigation of anomalies, conversation with a lady. Name is Victoria. Victoria discovered her father's lifeless body in a noose. The owner of the shop sensed something was wrong. Some evil is secretly present nearby. Antiques inside. Pregnant clairvoyant Lorraine explores the shop. A rare framed mirror catches her eye. Framed 3 times with cherubs. My light mirror, tell me, she thinks before. Touch him. The amalgam surface collapses, giving the medium a nightmare. A premonition affecting her child. The sight triggers Lorraine's premature labor. Ed quickly delivers his wife to the clinic along a rainy road. Wet trekked. At the hospital, chaos grows due to the shutdown. The current disappeared, but the doctor accepted the baby. However, it didn't happen easily. The vine wrapped itself around the baby, suffocating him. He was born lifeless. Grabbing the child, Lorraine prays fervently. A miracle occurs. The child miraculously began to breathe suddenly. The Warrens are raising their daughter Judy with boundless joy. 22 years have passed. The action moves to 1986, to the town of West Pittston, Pennsylvania. Smerl clan. Middle daughter Heather is about to undergo a rite of passage. A celebration of dedication. Loved ones rejoice together. Taking pictures on the sly in the temple. At a dinner party, Heather is given an ill-fated gift by her grandfather. A fragment of a mirror, a remnant of Lorraine. Despite the girl's disgust at the gift, the dog attacked. He comes with a treat. She pretends to be happy. Subsequently, the flame on the birthday cake goes out suddenly on its own. The lamp collapsed, showering the girl with wounding debris. The magnificent celebration was disrupted. The Warrens read reports on the supernatural. Phenomena reveal themselves to students who openly ridicule them. At the table with Judy, it becomes clear that they have grown apart. Difficulties prevent us from personally investigating all cases on the ground. Ueda, obsessed with love. The doctor frankly stated his body couldn't handle it. New seizure. Suddenly the daughter whispered a nursery rhyme. Her calming spell, passed on by her mother, drives away fear. Depressing thoughts. Lorraine comforts Judy by holding her hand, but is in pain. Suddenly, he notices a devilish limb on his daughter's shoulder. Merle Jonitz, busy around the house, goes down to the cellar. Deadly cleansing. In the twilight, she saw the ominous figure of a certain man. When the light is turned on, it is revealed, a picture on the wall. Afterwards, while preparing food and chatting animatedly on her cell phone, she feels like someone is dragging you out of a gloomy closet. Guaida strangulation. However, the closet is empty when the light is on. Meanwhile, the young twin daughter is busy searching for something important. Your toy. She crawled into another room, where she suddenly ascended. She is captivated by a nightmare, which with a nasty grin and ash. But during the meal, the relatives do not accept the girl's story. However, Heather and her sister are subsequently reunited. Don intends to remove the ominous reflection. Pushing him down, they leave the present at the door. In the morning, janitors take out the trash along with the waste. The reflection breaks in the cab of the tractor. While eating, Don suddenly bursts into uncontrollable sobs. Spew out, even with blood. Ed Warren celebrates his birth. Judy introduces Tony, her lover, to the party. Extremely passionate about parenting, he asks visitors if they were at the ceremonies. When a young girl is possessed by an evil entity, the family turns to 2 priests who specialize in exorcising demons for help. The priests face a powerful and ancient foe that tests their faith and puts their lives in danger. In an intense and terrifying ritual, they attempt to exorcise the demon from the girl's body, fighting not only him, but also their own inner demons. The cost of victory may be prohibitively high. At that time, the young lady visits the old nursery. Suddenly darkness fills the room, and the reflection appears. Sinister Annabelle doll. The hare is annoyed by Judy's popularity and feels hostility. Annabelle pales in comparison to the Conjuring spin-offs, despite 3 separate films. Okay, here's a paraphrase version. Behind the difficulties. However, as soon as Judy read the verse, the insight disappeared. Tony disappeared after a friendly match with Ed. Taking this opportunity, he tells them what he wants, asking for a girl's hand. She agrees, but he wants to hesitate. But Judy, who suddenly appeared, notices the ring and immediately accepts the offer. The Smerls are thinking about how to get rid of the spirits living in the house. Don argues with Dad, thinking he doubts them. He has not yet experienced any supernatural influence. At night, the subject inexplicably flies upward. Right next to the bed, in the glass you can see a spirit sitting on top. Heather watches a video of the anointing ceremony. While eating birthday cake, she notices something. Distrust and rewinding the recording for placement. The girl noticed. As soon as the candle went out, someone was nearby. A fleeting, ethereal face appeared. Later, she sees sparkling objects above the screen. He sees eyes, but these are just the shine of a porcelain doll. The glare of the cars outside the window plays on Heather's face. Suddenly a woodcutter appears with an axe. The heart-rending cry of the girl will be her mother and interrupts the levitation. Impossible. After your experience, you will believe in miracles. Smerl is reported to get out of a difficult situation. Disclosure of the incident to the press and church community. Reporters are quicker to react than clergy. Father Gordon visits the ill-fated mansion. Friend of the Warrens, a priest, their faithful companion. He has been collaborating with these guys for a long time. He appeared as soon as an unknown power dealt a fatal blow. They push the old lady. They take him to the hospital. After searching the building, the hero realizes a powerful evil is raging inside. The ghost then quickly rushes to the priest for support. Judy paused while looking at the bride's attire. In the reflections, the lonely girl suddenly realizes something. The heroine notices, in some places reflections live their own lives. Soon she feels someone's presence under her skirt. The dressmaker thinks everything is over and relaxes. He soon discovers that something is hidden under the veil. Sinister Grandma. In the darkness, the girl frantically whispers a rhymed spell. Then the spell broke. Suddenly, she sees a reflection giving signs. From a looking glass, before the crash to kidnap. He strangles her. The mother suddenly interrupts the hero's hallucination. In the priest's office, Gordon talks with his assistant. Get a meeting with the head. While anticipating the rendezvous, he is distracted by a sudden nosebleed, and he discovers the secretary's place is empty. There is no one. The phone rang. He answered, says Judy's voice. Offers the priest to give up. The doorknob turns and the office opens. With a symbol carved into a cross, the passage is suddenly open, tearing off the veils of darkness. Dusk comes quickly. The hero seeks shelter. It flares up, burning your palm with the heat of the flame. Feeling evil, the shepherd left the room, cutting the wire. The man grabs the wire, wraps it around his neck, and jumps. Down steps. Tony fixes Ed's bike, and Ed does the favor in return. He showed him a warehouse of cursed and evil objects. The knowledge of the supernatural accumulated by the spouses over years of research. Suddenly, they are informed of the death of Gordon's parent. Judy lingers after the farewell ceremony. The struggle to touch the sarcophagus. The mother's gift of foresight awakens inside her. She is looking for a friend of the deceased, asking about the place. More terrible devilry awaits Lorraine at home. A huge warehouse of unwashed utensils. While clearing the drain, she discovers the clog, its source. It is revealed, pendant, photo of the heiress. Suddenly, a scarlet liquid appears in the sink. It comes in excess, moisture flows out. Water pours out, flooding the kitchen. The kidnapping is interrupted. The husband rescues the captive. Tony soon appears at the door with news. Judy left Pennsylvania. Lorraine senses a bad omen. My husband and fiancé are heading to West Pittston to Smerl Manor, surrounded like scavengers waiting. The news excited the press. A couple discovers a child at home. She arrived to support the owners, fulfilling his will. Eliminate the deceased Dad Gordon. Lorraine tries to run away with her daughter, but she dissuades her. She has to return, protect innocent citizens from tormenting ghosts. Convinced by persistence, Edward removes the tourer's seat from the car. Bag with a Bible, and Lorraine carefully inspects the house. He lit a lamp with frolicking horses, while she feels ethereal feelings. In the room, Judy films her mother. The girl realizes that she has never seen her parents. In progress, a clairvoyant descends into a dungeon, summoned by ghosts, and beholds the eerie. Once upon a time, there lived a man in this house who hacked to death with an axe his wife and mother, and then killed himself. Lorraine reveals the truth to her husband, but confesses. It's not about the subject. A powerful devil released demons, forcing them to commit atrocities. causes damage to inhabitants. At this time, Judy climbs into the attic to look around. Usually when people see ghosts, the attic is leaking. An ominous mirror is discovered in the attic, causing frightening visions. Suddenly, a piece of chalk rolls out from under him, which is used on the walls. A notice has been issued. See you again. Then the darkness deepens. In the darkness of the lantern the girl saw, the sinister toy grows, becoming obscene. The dimensions pursued Judy persistently, relentlessly. Her parents discover her, and the premonition ends suddenly. Birds climb up, noticing a certain reflection. The starting point, the former beginning of the journey. The couple repents to Smerl. In 64, they did not finish what they started. Research in antiques, escape from the curse. Postpartum reflections are scary. Now, having matured, they are trained and ready. Send the devils to hell. They want to take the mirror to which the demon is tied. They have the artifact in a cache, because it is impossible to destroy it. Just provide reliable content. The blade weighs on the hand more and more. Suddenly the latches snap open, releasing the canvas cover, tearing off the veil of secrecy. Looking into the reflection, Jack sees a ghost on the ceiling. Falls into the elevator shaft. Ed, unable to cope with the burden alone, broke the reflection. Ram crushes the boss while protecting the youth. Tony rushes towards the residence, suddenly noticing an elderly woman on the way. Turning, Smerl immediately presses on the fence. To add to the passion, a downpour poured in and the lights went out in the room. Flashes of energy. The door slammed shut and Lauren saw something inside. Carousel lamp, crying girl. After the crash, she was already feeling bad, and now she's even worse. She was taken over. Possessed Judy pushes her mother into the basement, whereupon the dog barked at her. An evil spirit torments the dog, mocking him brutally. He threw at the wall. He was lucky. John Wick had not yet appeared. The staircase brings some sense to a daughter possessed by an evil demon. Her insides provoke a new painful attack. The possessed girl left the priest to clean up the fallen pills. Continues climbing upward. In the cellar, Lauren notices a male spirit. The woodcutter plunges an axe into the head of a ghostly pursuer. Afterwards, he hunts the clairvoyant like a bloodhound from hell. A horror singer, but silent. Tony prevents the fatal blow by revealing the truth. Secret entrance to the bunker. Rising higher, they push Smerl down. The cops leave to find Judy in the attic. At the top, they found a girl hanging from a noose. An evil spirit copies other people's techniques. The guy brings Judy back to life. Again, he saves his beloved from imminent death, despite everything. Only Dean Winchester had allowed such willfulness before. Suddenly, the reflection shoots up, spinning wildly in the sky, spinning around itself, not paying attention to the rest. Then, having frozen, the device tilts sideways, crushing the fence. Evil attacks the banishers. Ed tries to exorcise a demon with a biblical spell. The tome is literally burning in my hands. Having gathered himself, he thrusts it into the mirror, but this only adds to the demon's rage. Suddenly, Lorraine remembers how she calmed her daughter as a child. I composed a memorable poem. Appeared. They read the verses. A hellish creature appeared. He retreats, crushed by the power of feelings, and, shattering the glass with an explosion, disappears. In the morning, having healed his relatives, Voronov leaves the Smerlovs' home. Have obtained an ominous object. Arriving at the hideout, Ed gives the keys to Tony. The guy is grown up and shown that he is ready to take up the family baton. The plot then moves to the wedding of Anthony and Judith. There was James Wan himself, the creator of the Conjuring universe, in the crowd. The ending in epilogue with context. Raves were ridiculed by scientists regardless. Today they are pillars in the study of the paranormal. 6 decades of marriage, his death at 79, hers at 92. After them is the Esoteric Museum. There now, among other things, the ill-fated item is stored.